I thought it appropriate that I close with a poem that is one of my favorites, and some of you have heard this, and if you have, I hope you enjoy it the second time you hear it from me. It has been one of my favorites all of my life. In fact, it is a poem that has helped guide me through some of the toughest decisions I have ever had to make. And not just marketing decisions, spending decisions, but employment decisions. And yes, sometimes personal decisions. And I hope that you find the same benefit and can apply some of its techniques to your own life. Here we go. It's called the Calf Path. One day through the primeval wood, a calf walked home as good calves should, but made a trail all bent askew, a crooked trail as all calves do. Since then, 200 years have fled, and I infer the calf is dead. But still he left behind his trail, and thereby hangs my moral tale. The trail was taken up next day by a lone dog that passed that way. And then a wise bellwether sheep pursued that trail o'er vale and steep, and drew the flock behind him too, as good bellwethers always do. And from that day, o'er hill and glade, through those old woods a path was made, and many men wound in and out, and dodged and turned and bent about, and uttered words of righteous wrath, because 'twas such a crooked path. But still they followed, do not laugh, the first migrations of that calf. And through this winding woodway stalked, because he wobbled when he walked. The forest path became a lane that bent and turned again, and this crooked lane became a road where many a poor horse with his load toiled on beneath the burning sun and traveled some 3 miles in one. And thus a century and a half they trod the footsteps of that calf. The years passed on in swiftness fleet. The road became a village street. And this before men were aware, a city's crowded thoroughfare. And soon the central street was this of a renowned metropolis. And men 2 centuries and a half trod in the footsteps of that calf. Each day 100,000 route followed the zigzag calf about, and o'er his crooked journey went the traffic of a continent. 100,000 men were led by one calf near 3 centuries dead. They followed still his crooked way and lost 100 years a day. For thus such reverence is lent to well-established precedent. A moral lesson this might teach were I ordained and called to preach, for men are prone to go it blind along the calf paths of the mind, and work away from sun to sun to do what other men have done. They followed in the beaten track, and out and in and forth and back, and still their devious course pursue to keep the path that others do. But how wise the old wood gods laugh who saw that first primeval calf. Ah, many things this tale might teach, but I am not ordained to preach. Sam Walter Foss. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the opportunity to help you become a better you, and I appreciate it because in the process of doing so, you have helped me become a better me. It's all through practice and dedication and determination that we all propel ourselves to that next step up the ladder of success.